you paying with today? This place used to be filled with the sounds of prayer and worship to my father. Father, now I can't hear worship because of animal sounds. All of you arguing over prices, which sound about the same. All right, so what did you paying with today? You will see. Next. Stop profaning my father's house! You! Take these away! Stop making my father's house a place of business!
You see, it's a lot of people. They claim to be followers of Christ. They don't like this Jesus. This Jesus right here, he doing too much. They like that version of Jesus, the one who never confronts them in their sins, even though that Jesus does not exist. This is the Jesus that they want. They want the one that they are comfortable with, right? The one that is meek and mild. The one that is gentle and soft-spoken. Not this one right here. Not the one that disrupts. He doing too much. But it was in this moment, in the chosen, right, that Jesus Christ, he confronts this head on. I mean, he drove out those buying and selling in the temple. He overturned the tables of the money chambers. And he declared, and he said it with boldness and certainty. So you understood where he was coming from. He says, my house shall be called a house of prayer, but you have made it a den of thieves. Because you see, in the temple, that was a place that was meant for prayer, holiness, and worship, where individuals could be ushered into the presence of God. But you see, commerce, it had taken over. And it wasn't just business, right? It had become exploitation. Meaning that the poor, they were being taken advantage of. In the very place that they were supposed to be able to encounter mercy, love, and assistance. And Jesus, he didn't do this quietly, right? He didn't quietly tolerate it. He didn't go around being nice. Excuse me, would you not do that? This is my father's house. Would you please not do that? No. He was not like that. He drove it out. Not because he was out of control, but because he was perfectly aligned with what is holy. Righteous anger is a thing. And righteous anger isn't a sin. Jesus wasn't losing his mind or raging. He was simply responding to injustice. And his anger was pure and directed at corruption and exploitation. You see, Jesus, he wasn't no punk. Don't get it twisted, because just because he rode in on a donkey with people screaming, Hosanna, Hosanna, you think he's soft, but he ain't. Because he came in like a lamb. Jesus coming back like a lion roaring. And just like Jesus ain't no punk, love isn't passive. Because true righteousness, it doesn't ignore corruption in the name of peace. What we talking about? What we talking about? Jesus literally shows us that holy anger is a thing. But here's the difference. This anger isn't rooted in ego, but this anger is rooted in a deep commitment to doing what's right. Do you have that kind of anger when you see sin in the world? You see, his zeal, it wasn't about personal offense, but it was about restoring what was simply distorted. You see, God, he cares about true, authentic worship, because the physical temple, right, it was meant for what? Prayer and not profit. Prayer and not profit. And Jesus, he was just restoring its purpose. He was trying to get it realigned with the will of his Father. And for all y'all that don't know, the temple is no longer just it's no longer a building. It's now the human heart. And do you not know that you are God's temple? Do you not understand that? Go read 1 Corinthians 3:16. This is why we should rid ourselves of the very things that harm our relationship with him. That means we got to get rid of pride and greed and rebellion and distractions and hateful ways and perversion and apathy. We got to rid ourselves of those things because they are hindering our relationship with God. And don't you know the same Jesus who overturned tables in the temple also confronts what doesn't belong in us? Yeah. You know, the habits that we excuse, you know, the compromise that we normalize, the things that we've allowed to take up space where God is meant to dwell. We've replaced those things and we've removed God. And judgment, it begins with God's people, right? God started in his house. Before he ever confronted the world, what did he do? He confronted the religious hypocrisy. And his cleansing isn't rejection. It's simply restoration. Meaning it removes, or Jesus wants to remove what destroys us, right? So what is sacred can live again. And that's the tension that we want the comfort of Jesus, but we don't want the confrontation of Jesus. But the same love that welcomes you, it is the same love that refuses to leave you unchanged. Because once you meet Christ, you cannot stay the same. It is not possible. It is not possible. Because he doesn't just want to access your life. He wants it all. He wants more. He wants to make it holy. He doesn't just comfort. Yeah. He also corrects. Amen. Amen. Man, to God be the glory. I hope this helps somebody. And Jesus Christ is talking to you. He wants your heart. That's all he wants. Because if he gets your heart, the rest will follow. Amen. Amen.